we decided that we're not looking at level 1 black because it doesn't matter. We're going to get life, ruse, heal, and X-Fur. So that's really nice for our 2 people who can get it. We're going to have the early life. We're going to have ruse as well. Heal, not so much. It's not going to heal a lot of hit points here. Taking a look at our weapon shop here. Cat Claws rolled up to +2. That ain't bad.
Iron Staff, decent for that black belt for a couple of levels. Gold -3 in the armor shop. Very expensive.
Yeah, we're not going to be seeing any of those. Hopefully the silver's rolled up. Item. Didn't get a quick look. Was that a... These are either really expensive houses or a shop item. I didn't get a great look at it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Both of our runners are going to be taking imp fights, it looks like here. They need the early experience because we're going to have to be basically knocking Garland out.
And imps have mute touch, which for this party actually is not a bad thing to have.
No. Deadpulse aside, Dead is on the floor, as intended.
Doing a lot of swinging of those little staffs, but yeah. With that thief going down, a quick little fight gives you 2 levels, gives you a little bit of insurance. Decides to bring him back up. Probably has a buffer as you walk to Topher and, just an extra meat shield.
Yeah. We also have, as you can see here, we have our Beggar's Choice starting pack that's going to start you with 0 to 20 heal potions, 0 to 5 pures, 0 to 1 softs, and 0 to 5 tents. Looks like we got 15 heals and 4 tents. I cannot be unhappy with that.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we got some +1 cloth, some basic armor. Look at that.
Well,
I will not turn down a katana -1 this early in the game for that fighter.
Yeah, so your fighter's wielding a katana +1. It's not a massa, but it's in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. We had a -1 on that katana, so but here's the thing: a -1 katana is going to be better than just about everything until you get to, if you see like a plus, damage is going to, roll a little soft, but that crit rate is where it's at.
Your level 2 fighter just hit for 151 damage on Garland, and he went away at the dodo bird. Yeah, -1 katana is gonna carry us. I wouldn't be too surprised to see black belts taking a dirt nap, because that is an end-game weapon.
Agreed.
All right, we get through. We get to Sarah. Nothing out of the way. We get a crystal. Interesting. And we get an Oxyale. So we have a crystal. The crystal needs to go to Matoya. However, this is our bracket flag set. The bridge isn't free. It's in any box in the NRC. So if you want to drop the crystal off, we're going the long way.
It is a long trek. We were watching. I was watching the race earlier. We have another runners who, with this bridge, they got the TNT from Matoya, and it's literally the longest run to make it to go all the way around. That's not something you want to route. It's just, with the pod flags, you had free bridge and free canoe. This set, you don't have the bridge. It's loose in an item chest. You keep the canoe. But one thing we should tell our viewers is we have another interesting flag that has been added to this mix. That is known as Monster in a Box. A very, what's a good word you would say for it? Well, let's see. Deadpulse runs right into it. Again.
Ooh, 3 Sarias. This'll take. As long as my fighter can stay alive. So Monster in a Box, 40 boxes in the game, randomly get any trap tile thrown into them before you get the item. So, as you just saw, we had some Mud Gulls and some Wizards, and now we have some Sarias. And the Sarias are hitting a little too much, and we're not even going to deal with them. Bridge Boss is up, and we're going to head down toward Elfland.
Yeah, the best way to describe Monster in a Box is it's a flag that's been viewed as quite challenging, and some racers not a big fan of it, some are alright with it, some love it, because when it delivers, when it gives, it gifts you, because you open a box and you get a big pack of wimpy, high experience enemies. You can nab some really early levels. But again, as Deadpulse saw, 2 mud goals and a big pack of sorcerers, you're not touching that.
Yeah, especially with no sweeper.
Mm-hmm. And without that early sweeper, those monster boxes are going to be a bit more difficult.
Alright, so Deadpool's coming in here level 3. We need the big stuff. Arm 3 is, well, I mean, that makes Marsh doable. It's definitely not Fade, but it's what you'll take. Czar going in without saving. Unfortunately, opening that chest and just getting absolutely schlacked by the wizards there, and it resets all the way back toward Corneria. Question chat from Reese. This was a 4-forced. 4-forced no nuns.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Deadpulse and wanting none of this. We're going to go get some more key items. We're going to go get a freebie out of Crescent and see what's there. Czar finds the 3 Sarias here in a box. Gonna give it a shot, see what happens. The old college try.
Gonna actually throw the ruse out on the thief, see if he can get a little bit of evasion going. Alright, they didn't roll too horribly. Quick whack from the black belt and one from the fighter actually took him down.
Yeah, if the targeting goes right here, might be able to pull this out.
And if he pulls this off, that is a nice chunk of... Wow, yeah, these are going to be a nice chunk of levels.
Yeah, so that's 6 levels on the 3 Light Warriors you want it on. And it's a house to boot. Meanwhile, Deadpool's getting a crowbar from the Circle of Sages.
Mm-hmm.
And question in chat from Hate. Yes, the fighter got blurst with plus katana, and they found one of the first box of the game that rolled -1.
He looks like he's going to give that other box a try, because with Monster in a Box, you don't always get the set, and he takes out the iron goal. Wait, was that an iron goal or a mud goal? He's got the...
That's a mud goal.
It was the mud goal.
Yeah, Czar has different shade colors, so you do have to kind of watch names a little bit. This is a mud goal and a sorcerer tile. Thankfully, katana just does work.
Mm-hmm.
And we get $4,000 for our efforts, and we got levels now. So Czar's sitting pretty on levels for this point in the game. We're level 8. That's like good enough for Marsh. That's almost good enough for Ice-ish.
It's good enough for Ice if you're large fizzle beef, but you know, that's another joke for another time. Just make sure you dive with enough tent, and you don't forget to tent on your way out, or you also need to heal yourself. But you make the Marsh argument, which, depending on what Czar decides to pick up in Elfland, you could make that early play. Proximity, and again, reasonable.
Yeah, with being level 8, you now got the 3 charges, maybe in a 4 charge, so definitely not going to be terrible here.
So looking over at Deadpulse, okay, I didn't know if he was dropping. Okay, he might be. He looks like he. Oh, all right, so I thought he was going to be bringing up 1, but he's actually bringing everybody up.
Yeah, if he's going to be traversing the river system to get up to Provoca here, he just needs bodies to take hits.
Mm-hmm. There's no armor right now for sale that's going to give that fighter enough absorb to take on. As you know, you could run into anything, and Hydras, Ochos, Gators right there. Gators hit hard no matter what siege you're in. They're just a naturally hard-hitting enemy. Luckily, he makes it through with only 1 major encounter. Let's see how he gets through the next reset there. Good encounter manipulation. Only 1 encounter that I actually had to run from on the river system.
Yeah, he's on the north side of it. He's fine now. Zarp finds heal 3 at level 4 white. Not going to be bad for our white mage. Give them something to do. Deadpulse is going to get up here and give us a look at level 2 white magic. We're still looking for Fade. We need Fade. We really need Fade. Life 2 and Cure 4, we'll take it. Most importantly, if we promote, we'll take it on the night.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go ahead and check out weapons here. Nah.
You can buy that small dagger and put it on the thief. He can poke somebody to death.
I mean, we already passed up Scimitar 3s and Elfland. Unfortunately, I don't think Deadpulse checked that one. Can't blame him for that. Czar coming around to get their crowbar. Deadpulse going to save just in case because we have to kind of smack down 9 pirates individually.
Yeah. Luckily, we do not have the unsafe pirate flags on. This would not be a seed I'd want to be doing unsafe pirates with.
No. So where we're here about 10 minutes in. Again, no black magic in these parties, especially pre-promotion, so this is a little bit rough. Not any early dive. I almost kind of would have liked to see an early Volcano Armory dive, trying to hunt down one of our sweeper items, our Black Shirt, our Thor Hammer, our Zeus Gauntlet, or our Mage Staff. But I can understand, wanting to get some key items here under your belt. Look for some actual movement, a ship, a floater, or something. Alright, Czar getting a look at level 6 magic, seeing the bad news there with Exit. We get Concrete from Bicky and the Pirates.
I'm not hip on the custom names. What's Concrete?
So, Concrete is our fun percent flag for the Ruby. You can change it to be any kind of like a different element, such as a topaz, an emerald, something like that. In this case, it turns out to be the Concrete. It can also be junk food. I think one of the other seeds that we had today was ice cream.
Awesome. I am now today's years old when I learned what Concrete is in the FFR community. Just was like, oh, what? But here we are. We have now made the full circle. Deadpulse is making his way over to Matoya. Let's see what this crystal turns into.
Alright, yeah, we got to get this crystal. Czar is looking to be taking trying to take a couple extra encounters here around Crescent. Finding the big packs. We don't want the big packs. We want, like, giants and trolls. Oh my... Okay.
The walking.
So, Matoya gives us the crystal. We get to hoof it all the way back around.
I'm not too terribly angry. That he finds a pro ring +2. I'm liking that.
I mean, you'll be liking it the first time you see starting things like Toxic come out.
Oh yeah. Or if we get something angry like, I don't know, Death Touch Sorcerers or something like that. But I don't. Some of us might know what those things are like. Some of us may not. But Death Touch anything is going to be. Or wait a second, I might actually be mistaken. Does Death Touch go through a pro ring?
Yes, that is correct. All touches will ignore immunity. So they go through ribbons, they go through pro rings, all that. Touches do not care. Chat pointing out, sure enough, that's a vanilla herb. Deadpulse probably not happy having to go turn that in. Let's go all the way back around here.
Yeah, this is a walk and see.
Yeah. So Czar going to go ahead and take the dip here with the levels, the harm 3 and some HP under him into Marsh. I like this. You find a ship, you're going to be way up exploration wise. Finding a house on silver -3. That's not what we want to see so far.
Nope.
Deadpulse is heading north. That looks to be ice.
Making the early ice play with no sweeper.
Yeah, the good news is that you do have harm 3 against the undead packs, which makes up about half of ice, but you run into one of those Frostwolf, Frostgiant, Jotunheim packs, and you're not going to be happy.
I like that. I like that moniker for them. The Jotunheim pack.
Alright, last chest in the top here. And no, that's a reset.
Yeah, there is nothing going in that top. That's a fast reset.
Yeah. So, Czar's looking here. Now, here's where we're at. So, both the canal... Oh, did I miss it on Deadpulse's side?
Blizzard on Wizard. And Wizards are frequent in your ice cave. It's just... You hated them in the normal. I should say you hated them in vanilla, and this is the kind of wizard you hate in the randomizer.
Czar pulling out an Opal 3, more post-promotion gear that you like to see here. So it's going to be interesting because the NRC has to contain the canal and the ship. We've got 3 outstanding things. We have ice, marsh, and the herb. If Czar manages to pull, like, never mind, there's a canal.
There's one.
And he's making the decision, am I opening more, am I leaving, and I'm leaving. I don't blame him. Pull that item out.
Now he has the loose item, but there's still the item behind the spike tile.
Well, no, the incentive is randomized within the dungeon, so the canal would be the incentive item
I'm
from
sorry.
this dungeon.
I'm completely confusing my own flag set. I totally screwed that one up. Thank you for the save, demon.
No problem. Oh. So Deadpulse has the answer. Whether it's ice or the herb, we do not know. However, we do know that this back and forth, at least up to ice, is going to have to happen. Whether or not it's a back and forth where you need to go all the way up and then back around, we will see. If this is like not the ship here, and the play is you actually have to run the whole river system up to Matoya and then the whole river system back, I'm gonna laugh. Sea snakes on a trap tile, that's not pretty.
Nope.
And you got ambushed. Yeah, Gerwolves did roll Blaze here, as Hate Chat pointed out, so yeah, wolves are terrible. Wolves have been terrible for like every seed for like the last 3 days that we've seen from any of our runners.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Deadpulse, we're up to the Frosty section. 3 Agamas. We are on B-sides. That is very good news for your fighters. Well, usually.
Ouch.
I retract my previous statement about this being good.
Lit 2. Oi. Oh wow, those wizards are hitting like semi-trucks.
Yeah. Sorcerers, they don't hit very hard because they have Death Touch and Vanilla. Wizards, completely different story.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Asher and Chad. Agama facts, they hurt.
Oh, love it. Our tracker dropping the wisdom. Oh man.
Yeah, so if I'm Deadpulse, I think I'm fading the Agama tile here, and I'm going straight to the 6-pack. Because no. So, Czar's coming back over, headed up the river system. Whether this is going to be a play to ice or to provoke it, we'll have to see. I kind of think Czar might make the ice stop here, having the levels underneath the belt. You feel a lot better. Maybe even a cheeky volcano. I love cheeky volcanoes when you're running fighter parties.
Yeah, the payoff is just too good. All right, Deadpulse getting the sea snake, but a lot better on turn order and did not get jumped. So let's take that.
Yeah, Czar's headed up here. We're gonna see if we go north or if we go east. Deadpulse indeed gonna go down here and check the 6-pack first. We're going to go to Provoca. So we're doing Provoca to Matoya. We're going to go ahead and get our Concrete or Ruby, and we're going to get our Herb. Monster in a box. Not the worst monster in a box, but we don't want anything to do with it. Get an Opal. Now, here's the thing. That monster in a box could... Never mind. I was going to say it could be the incentive item, but no longer, as we have pulled a ship out from behind the 6-pack trap tile.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, the monster box can't have the key item incentive. It could be if it was white shirt or power bonk, it could be behind the monster box.
Correct.
I'm not mistaken. Yes. So he skips that. I actually would have taken that monster box because you never know. I mean, that's with monster box, you don't know what it is unless you do something interesting with your inventory manipulation. I think it was was it Provoca? I think they had cloth +1 armor for like 3 gold. Something I saw some runners do so far is they fill up their inventories with cheap armor, and if the monster in a box produces an armor item, you will see it, and it'll say you can't pick it up because you're full. And if you want it, you could drop an item. Now, if it's monster in a box, you fight for it because you know you want it. If it's a free item, you just get it. Do you do that strat? It's give or take. It's a lot of manipulation, and it is time.
I think with this party I don't. It's 50-50 because it's a lot of time. Czar showing the other half, where instead of making it other elements, we make it junk food, and instead of being a ruby, it's a pear. So we've got concrete / pear, both of them actually the ruby.
Mhm.
It's really, going back to the equipment, it's really, I don't want to say tough, but it is, because it's a lot of upfront. Like, I saw this in a race even earlier today, where it was like an extra 3 minutes loading up the inventory in Corneria, and then like an extra 5 seconds to 10 seconds every time you want to pick up an item.
Mhm. It adds up.
And you might miss out. Like, you could miss out on like 300 hit point iron goals, and miss out on like 14,000 experience across the party.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It's a strat that a couple of our members of our randomizer community are touting to help, kind of work around the monster in a box. And there's some that are ascribed to it, some that said, "Nah, I'll just take it." But as you saw, Czar took that gamble, happened to make it. He made it happen on that Saria box and jumped 6 levels, or was it 5?
So Deadpulse turning on the herb, coming up with a drum, which is our other fun % flag for instead of getting the loot, you'll just get a random instrument. So we're going to be beating on a drum and topher here. So the ice cave is 100% required here. So, as also pointed out by Asher, when you get the ship from the incentive box, it's going to spawn at the nearest inner sea dock. Now it has to be locked to the inner sea because you to correctly lock behind the canal. That way, if it spawns at Ice Cave and you get it there, it actually ends up spawning at the closest inner sea dock, which is Provoca. Whereas pretty much everywhere else in the inner sea, it spawns at Elfland.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Deadpool is cleaning up some more things here in Elfland since we have a little bit more money now. Czar is about to have a... oh no, he's just running out the encounter. I thought he was going to be going down and have a very rude awakening involving a bridge.
All right, so we have some movement here for Deadpulse.
So Deadpulse he's coming north. I think he wants these boxes again, or he just realized he doesn't have the canal yet. So he just realized he doesn't have the canal and he has to go into marsh. Probably lets out an audible word and is going to be headed south.
That key moment where you're like, wait a second, oh, that item isn't free, or I didn't pick it up. Darn it, it's taking that long walk back. Let's see which direction he goes. All right, he's going to check top first. He's going to be just as disappointed as Czar was.
Yeah, answering with our tracker here at Asher, so the bridge has got to be somewhere we haven't checked, either in Volcano, one of the boxes in Ice we didn't check, or somewhere in the bottom of Marsh that we didn't have access to. Yeah, Deadpulse in the north part of Marsh Cave here, Marsh Top, Marsh Attic, if you will. Only going to get a bunch of janky silver equipment and probably going to reset out. Czar, burning an encounter here. They're going to hit back in the river system. I don't believe the bridge can be outside the inner sea. Alright, so yep, Czar's coming north here. We'll have to see how Czar plays this. We know that there are some bad things in this cave.
Question in chat, JLo asking, did Deadpulse check with the herb? Herb was checked, he got the loot. Or the seat, he got a drum. As Demon was mentioning, we have a fun flag for the multi-instrumentalist Sarah.
Alright, Deadpulse down here in the bottom. Gonna do a little bit more traditional, which is you're gonna come down here, down one row, go left, check that box, go right, check two more boxes. Gonna find our incentive in those 2 boxes, probably gonna skip out on the remaining 4 chests down here. Just because everything down here is awful and you never want to spend any time in Marsh. Czar, meanwhile, trying to get through Ice 2 here.
There's that nice promotion opal shield.
Deadpulse is going to go cheeky here. Now, Deadpulse knows this is B-side tiles already, which means there are quite a few very nice ones out here, which is probably why we're checking this. And ooh, if only these have no hit points. 14, miss, 15. Less than 200.
Okay.
That's okay.
Doesn't look like he wants any part of it.
The off-step and counter tiles make me sad on that. They do hit very, very hard, as pointed out by chat there, and those can roll in bigger packs. They lucked out and got 1. If those roll in 3 and get turn order, suddenly your party's wiped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was fading on that Pete encounter.
Yeah. I maybe I get stupid and take 1 more if I'm me, because I'm like that, because I don't know how big that pack goes. I think it's 1 to 4. I'm sure chat will correct me.
Czar is about to walk and find that Agama tile.
But we ambush it and we get away. No,
Ooh.
no, Czar, no. It's 3 Agamas, you're level 12.
He does get a gold -3. It's not terrible, but it's something. But
Yeah, he needs to ambush this or else. Or he needs a good turn order. There's the lit 2. We got levels though. We got levels. We're out.
Okay. One of them decided to swing and only do 9 damage. Oof. Oi.
Yeah, we get out of there thanks to levels. Czar getting the 3 mini Agamas, the Sarias down earlier, as well as getting through the Mudgoal Sorcerer tile, gave him more than enough levels to survive a couple lit 2s, which Deadpulse unfortunately did not have. However, Deadpulse with a canal is now out of the Inner Sea at 26, we'll call it 45.
Yeah, not just, as you mentioned, getting through those boxes earlier. Deadpulse found the big pack of the Mudgoal and all the 6 sorcerers. When Czar pulled it, it was 1 Mudgoal and 1 sorcerer, so he was able to chip his way through that. Made a big difference because Deadpulse really had no way to get through his pack, where Czar was able to get a little cheeky, or just kind of chip away at it because he had gotten those, 5 to 6 levels off the Saria pack just beforehand.
So I'm really glad I looked at the name, because those Mad Ponies palette swapped to look like nightmares, but they're actually Mad Ponies.
Oh, yeah.
We get our ship. We actually took the trap tile. The trap tile turned out to only be for 94 gold. Or the monster in a box, rather. Deadpulse burning an encounter, going to go in and turn in his concrete. Munch munch.
Looks like he's going to go after his item first. So here's a question. Your thoughts on making that quick little dip to see those 4 items in the Titan's trope when it's non-incentivized? What's your take on getting those or not getting those?
If I'm forced into running a fighter comp and don't have a floater, yes. Otherwise, I'm not even turning it in.
I wonder if he tenses up really quick, checks them, and then nopes out if there's garbage.
Probably. You do have the katana, but you still want ribbons, so I think you check these in this scenario, and sure enough, Deadpulse is on the way down. Now, fun fact, in every scene I've seen... Oh, boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Roll.
7 of them with Blaze. Yeah, that's not going to end well. In every scene I've seen so far, 3 of these at least have been trapped. It looks like we're going to get through with no traps, only money.
Yeah. I mean, I like no monster in a box, but I don't like those rewards. Come on. I've seen too many. Maybe it's just recency bias, but I've definitely seen some nice rewards pop out of there. But you mentioned when you're running a fighter comp, you're looking for extra gear, and yeah, it's a risk you take.
Yeah, not to mention, like we had mentioned, sometimes you sometimes you pull out good monster in a boxes, and sometimes you take a fight and you get rewarded for it. Like you pull 3 eyes out of a monster in a box.
Oh, I'd love to see that. Reasonably decent magic on and there's those silver +3 Cheerios, and they roll for a good price too.
So the first thing you do is you sell the gold +3. Oh wait, he doesn't have. I don't think he got the gold +3 that Czar got. So the first thing Czar's going to do is sell that gold +3, immediately buy silver 3s for everybody because they're much better.
Mm-hmm.
Answer chat. Question chat from Demon but from Demon Frog also answered in chat. But it is -1 on the katana.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is a thing. But if your fighter can swing it pre-promotion, you got a weapon.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Space Drake making the very smart thing. It doesn't matter if you get a little curse on that katana. It is endgame. Crit rate's going to be doing crit rate things.
All right, looks like Deadpulse is saving up. We're doing the Deadpulse thing. We're going to early ordeal with no warp because we don't have any black magic, and no exit because it's level 6. Well, if we get Pillar 1, like Pillar 4 into a 50-50 and to go to start is going to feel really bad. Well, there's our go to start, so at least that's out of the way.
Man, I every time I look over at Czar, I get so confused with his palace swap. He had wizards that look like sorcerers. He had bad ponies that look like nightmares. Man, I'm confused.
Deadpulse. Oh my lord! Gargoyles suck. Gargoyles always suck. They extra suck this seed. Gargoyles lead with nuke.
I hate to see that. Oh, I hate Gargoyles. I hated them in vanilla. They're so useless. And they can roll multi-packs.
Yeah. Remember that thing every seed you say that Volcano takes a minute and a half? We might have to rethink that this time. So we're skipping that for that first trap chest, simply for the fact that it was a red and kilos. Oh boy, there's a reset.
Oh, the ambush with 5 of them. This seed is unforgiving.
Yeah, so ambush nuke gargoyles. I've got Oxiel. I might almost nope out to the Honorak continent here.
That's another one. This is...
Yeah, Gargoyles are super common, and I think we still don't know what pillar this is. I don't know if this is... I think it's not pillar 1. This is like pillar 3 or 4, I think. Like, if this is a pillar 4 with Gargoyles,
Sorcerers have cremate. Not fun.
Jeez.
And, oh, well, there's that level 1 white magic on the thief. Actually comes in handy.
I can heal. I can res the other white caster.
I'm not completely useless outside of running. It was a little thief validation victory for him.